Have you ever felt like you're working harder than ever, yet your bank account just isn't growing? You're not alone. The average person spends 90,000 hours of their life working. That's about 1/3 of their entire life. And yet, most people retire with less than they need to maintain their lifestyle. But here's the thing, the problem isn't how much you earn. It's the rules you're playing by. Today, I'm breaking down the 12 laws of personal finance. The fundamental principles that separate people who build lasting wealth from those who stay stuck in the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. These aren't complicated theories. They're practical, actionable laws that work whether you're earning $30,000 or $300,000 a year. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete roadmap to take control of your money, grow your wealth, and finally break free from financial stress. Let's get into it. Law number 1 is the foundation of everything else, the law of spending. And the rule is simple but powerful. Spend less than you earn to create savings. This sounds obvious, right? But it's shocking how many people live beyond their means. Statistics show that nearly 40% of Americans would struggle to cover a $400 emergency expense. That's not a financial problem, it's a spending problem. The concept is straightforward. If you earn $5,000 a month, you need to spend less than $5,000. That gap between what you earn and what you spend is your savings. And savings are what give you options in life. Here's where most people get it wrong. They think savings is what's left over after spending. That's backwards. The wealthy don't save what's left, they spend what's left after saving. You need to flip the equation. The formula should be income minus savings equals expenses, not income minus expenses equals savings. When you prioritize savings first, you force yourself to live within what remains. It's like paying yourself first before you pay anyone else. Now, I'm not saying this is easy. We live in a consumer culture that constantly tells us to buy more. But here's the truth. Wealth isn't about how much you make. It's about how much you keep. And keeping requires spending less than you earn. Track every expense for just 1 week. You'll be amazed at where your money actually goes. Those daily coffees, subscription services you forgot about, impulse purchases, they add up fast. Law number 2 is the law of cash flow. This one goes deeper than just income. It's about controlling your money, not just earning it. Cash flow is the movement of money in and out of your life. And here's a truth many people miss. Having a high income doesn't guarantee good cash flow. I've seen people earning 6 figures who are living paycheck to paycheck because they've let their lifestyle expand to consume every dollar. It's not just about how much you earn. It's about how much flows through your hands and where it flows to. The wealthy think in terms of cash flow systems. They have their income flowing into different streams. One stream for investments. One stream for savings. One stream for discretionary spending. A brilliant strategy, inspired by financial expert Monica Halen, is the 3-account system. Set up 3 bank accounts. An income account where your salary lands. A spending account for your monthly expenses, bills, groceries, Emmys. An invested account for your savings and investments. As soon as your salary hits the income account, set up standing instructions to automatically transfer money to the spending and invested accounts. This way, you never see the money you're supposed to save. It moves automatically before you can spend it. This system changes everything because it removes willpower from the equation. You're not deciding each month whether to save. You're simply following a system that forces you to save and invest automatically. Law number 3 is the law of delay, and this one could save you thousands in debt. The rule is simple. Delay big expenses to prevent debt. When you feel the urge to make a significant purchase, implement a mandatory waiting period. For any non-essential purchase over a certain amount, say $100, wait 30 days before buying it. Put the item in your cart and walk away. Most of the time, you'll find that the urge passes. This is supported by research on financial self-discipline. A 30-day cooling-off period helps you distinguish between genuine needs and momentary wants. The item that felt essential today often seems irrelevant in a month. Think about it. How many things have you bought on impulse that you barely use a month later? That expensive gadget. Those designer shoes. That piece of fitness equipment gathering dust in your garage. The law of delay protects you from impulse purchases you'll regret. Financing items with high interest credit. Lifestyle inflation that creep up on you. Remember, the wealthy don't say, "I can't afford this." They say, "I choose not to spend money on this right now because I have bigger priorities." There's a power in that choice. Law number 4, the law of emergency. This is about building a financial buffer to cover the unexpected. The standard recommendation is to have 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses saved in a liquid, accessible account. Why? Because life happens. Cars break down. People lose jobs. Medical emergencies arise. If you don't have an emergency fund, these situations become crises that push you into debt. Here's the thing, an emergency fund isn't exciting. It's not going to make you rich, but it's the difference between a setback and a disaster. Without it, a flat tire or a broken refrigerator becomes a financial emergency that can derail your entire financial plan. Start small if you need to. Save $500, then $1,000, then work your way up to 1 month of expenses. Then 3 months. Set up automatic transfers to a separate savings account. Out of sight, out of mind. Think of your emergency fund as your life insurance for your finances. It's not meant to be sexy, it's meant to be protective. Law number 5, the law of debt gravity. This rule states that you must pay off high-interest loans quickly. Why? Because high-interest debt operates like gravity. It pulls you down and makes it nearly impossible to move forward. Credit card debt, payday loans, and other high-interest debt eat away at your income and prevent wealth building. Think about this. If you're paying 20% interest on a credit card balance while earning maybe 5 to 7% on investments, you're losing money every single day. Your debt is growing faster than your savings. The strategy. Use the debt avalanche method. Pay off the highest interest debts first while making minimum payments on everything else. This is mathematically the most efficient way to become debt-free. Alternatively, the snowball method, paying off your smallest debts first for psychological wins, can work if you need motivation. But the avalanche method saves you more money and interest. Your goal should be to eliminate high-interest debt as aggressively as possible. Cut expenses, increase income, do whatever it takes to pay it off. Once that weight is lifted, you can redirect those payments toward building wealth instead of paying interest. Law number 6, the law of inflation. This one is critical to understand. Money loses value over time. Inflation is the gradual increase in prices over time. What cost $10 10 years ago might cost $12 or $13 today. That means your money is slowly losing its purchasing power. Here's the problem. Most people keep their savings in cash, in regular bank accounts earning minimal interest. If inflation is 3% and your savings account earns 1%, you're losing 2% of your purchasing power every year. Your money might look the same in the bank, but it's worth less. You need investments that outpace inflation, stocks, real estate, or other assets that tend to increase in value over time. Cash is great for short-term needs and emergencies, but it's terrible for long-term wealth building. To grow your wealth, you need your money to earn more than inflation. Law number 7, the law of interest. Make sure your money earns interest. This is where the magic of compound interest comes in. Compound interest is interest on your interest, and it's one of the most powerful forces in finance. Here's an example. If you invest $10,000 and earn 7% annually, after 10 years you'd have about $19,672, almost double your money. After 20 years, you'd have $38,697. That's the power of compound growth. The rule of 72 is a quick way to estimate how long it takes for money to double. Divide 72 by your annual return rate. So at 7% annual return, $10,000 becomes $20,000 in about 10.3 years. This is why starting early matters so much. A 25-year-old who invests $200 per month until retirement at 7% would have about $526,000 at age 65. Wait until age 35, and that same $200 per month only grows to about $244,000. Those 10 years cost you nearly $300,000. Make your money work for you. Put it in places where it earns interest and compounds over time. The key is getting started early and staying consistent. Law number 8, the law of risk. Invest wisely and balance risk with potential returns. Higher potential returns generally come with higher risk. Understanding your risk tolerance is essential. Low risk, savings accounts, CDS, government bonds. Medium risk, corporate bonds, diversified mutual funds. High risk, individual stocks, real estate, startup investments. Here's the key insight. This isn't a zero-sum game where you either play it safe or go for broke. Smart investing means diversification. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread your investments across different asset classes, industries, and geographies. A diversified portfolio protects you from major losses. When one area crashes, another might be thriving. Time in the market is more important than timing the market. Don't try to predict short-term movements. History shows that staying invested yields better results. Be consistent. Dollar cost averaging, investing fixed amounts regularly regardless of market conditions, helps smooth out market volatility. Your risk tolerance should also match your timeline. If you're saving for retirement 30 years from now, you can afford more risk because you have time to recover from market downturns. If you're buying a house next year, keep that money safe. Law number 9, the law of income limits. This principle states that you can only save so much. You must also increase your income. There's a practical limit to how much you can save. If you earn $40,000, even saving 30% only gets you $12,000. But if you can increase your income to $60,000, saving 30% gives you $18,000. This is why focusing exclusively on cutting expenses isn't enough. You need to work on both sides of the equation. So how do you increase your income? Invest in your career skills. The best investment you can make is often in yourself. Learn new skills, get certifications, become more valuable in your field. Start a side business or freelance. Use your skills to generate additional income streams. Ask for raises and promotions. Many people don't even ask. If you're delivering value, you should be compensated for it. Create passive income. This takes time to build but can eventually generate income without requiring your active work. Your career is an asset, and your skills and income are your best tools. Your earning potential isn't fixed. It can grow tremendously if you're intentional about it. Law number 10, the law of financial seasons. Your money habits should change as your life changes. Financial decisions that work when you're single may not work when you're married with children. Your financial season changes throughout life, and your strategies should adapt accordingly. Focus on building your career and income. Establish emergency savings. Start investing early. Be careful about lifestyle inflation. The key is to know what season you're in and plan accordingly. Don't use strategies from a different season. If you're paying for daycare, your savings rate might be lower. That's okay. Just make sure you're adjusting your plan. Law number 11, the law of consistency. Small consistent actions create big results. This might be the most important law of all. Consistency beats intensity. Saving $100 a month every month for 40 years is far more effective than saving $1,000 a month for just 5 years. Financial success isn't about making one big perfect decision. It's about making many small good decisions over a long period of time. Think about it this way. Saving $100 per month for 40 years at 7% equals about $262,000. Saving $1,000 per month for 5 years at 7% equals about $72,000. The best way to be consistent is to create systems. Automate your savings. Set up monthly investment transfers. Track your spending regularly. When you rely on willpower alone, you're fighting against yourself every month. When you automate, your future self takes care of your present self. Law number 12. The law of awareness. You must know where your money goes. You can't fix what you don't measure. Awareness is the foundation of every other law. If you don't know where your money is going, you can't control where it goes. Track every expense for at least a month. Review bank statements regularly. Understand your spending patterns. Know your monthly bills and obligations. Most people have no idea that they spend $300 a month eating out or $150 on subscription services they barely use. When you become aware, you can make conscious decisions. Financial awareness also means knowing your total monthly income, your total monthly expenses, your net worth, assets minus liabilities, your credit score. Knowledge is power. When you're aware, you can make informed decisions. You can cut what doesn't serve you and invest more in what matters. So let's recap the 12 laws of personal finance. 1. Law of spending. Spend less than you earn to create savings. 2. Law of cash flow. Control your money system, not just your income. 3. Law of delay. Wait before making big purchases to prevent debt. 4. Law of emergency. Build a safety net for life surprises. 5. Law of debt gravity. Pay off high-interest debt quickly. 6. Law of inflation. Money loses value over time. 7. Law of interest. Make your money grow through compounding. 8. Law of risk. Balance risk and reward wisely. 9. Law of income limits. Increase your income alongside saving. 10. Law of financial seasons. Adapt your habits as life changes. 11. Law of consistency. Small actions, done consistently, create big results. 12. Law of awareness. Know where every dollar goes. These aren't complicated theories. They're practical principles that, when followed consistently, will transform your financial life. They've been proven by research and countless successful people. Pick one law to focus on this week. Just one. Maybe it's tracking your spending to build awareness. Maybe it's setting up an automatic transfer to savings. Once that becomes a habit, pick another. Here's my challenge to you. Pick one thing from this video and implement it today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Take one small step toward financial freedom. If you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more practical money advice. And drop a comment below. Which of these 12 laws do you need to work on the most? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.